Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another segment. I wanted to show you guys a game that I bought. It came straight from England. They don't really sell it here in the States. The game is called Burrows and Badgers. It's a skirmish game of anthropomorphic animals by Michael Lovejoy. And now, cool thing about this game is that it's produced by a husband and his wife, both professional sculptors. If you take the time to actually look up Michael Lovejoy's work, I'll see if I can put a link in the description that shows you some of his work. And I guess I'll just put a link to the website that you can buy this game at. It's by Osprey Games. Osprey Games is known for making various other different tabletop games. As of recently, they originally used to make books for war games to help people paint their soldiers a little bit more historically accurate. So what Burrows and Badgers is called a skirmish game, and a skirmish game is it's like a giant. It's just like Warhammer, but it's a lot smaller, and you're dealing with miniatures of a much smaller scale, whether it's Warhammer or Black Powder or various other games of that nature. Use almost hundreds of models. This game will use at most, if you so chose, 20 models total. That's both you and your opponent. But typically, from what I've heard, is you don't actually go up that high. You usually have what's called a war band, and you have at minimum 3, but usually around 5 to 6. So what I did was I decided to buy their starter kit, and they actually have like a little segment in their book, not their book, but on their site, where it says starter sets, and with it, on the page, you have the Burrows and Badgers rule book, and also a module. This is more recent. This is technically a supplemental. It has some new rules in it that kind of helps. It has frequently asked questions. It says here 10 games over a course of a campaign. You can actually do campaign mode or one-off mode. I don't know if you can do it single player. I've not played it just yet, but I bought it for me and my girlfriend so that we can play, because I was looking into getting into a war game, but I didn't want to spend all that money, because if you want to get a decent sized army, you're gonna have to spend over like a few $100s, and I don't feel like I want to invest in that much, even though the miniatures are really cool. I would like to start out small. And some miniature games out there, like if you were going with Warcry, or I'm trying to remember the other one that's for the regular Warhammer, but Warcry is for Warhammer's Age of Sigmar. And that, you could start small, or you could go bigger, because it uses very similar models. But with this one, there's a bunch of different models. They're all sculpted by Michael Lovejoy himself. I don't know if they're painted by him. I guess they are. But in the book, you can see there's an example of painted miniatures right here. And those are the same miniatures that are on display in their on their site. And what comes with this book is a free scenario. It's called The Mouse Hunt, and it actually comes with a little model, and here's some of the artwork. And basically a scenario is like it's like an objective, or you could say like a setting for a game. And when this here is the War and Percy affair, this is also in their starter set area. And basically it's like a little module. It tells a story of what you have to do, has a few different rules, and it actually has frequently asked questions, which I'm sure is to clarify a lot of the rules that are in the original book. This game originally came out in 2018, and it started on Kickstarter, and now they pretty much do it the full time. Now, it also came with this neat little plastic box, and actually you can see right there, a handwritten thank you. I believe that's handwritten. No, that looks like it's printed. Oh well. It would have been nice if it was handwritten. But this is a really neat case, plastic. And actually this is nice because you're not spending a lot of money on excess packaging. Now what I got was a starter warband, both A and B. And then of course it comes with the bases. And this is the little mouse that comes with the module. Now, they have slits in them because pewter models, this is what they're made of, is lead-free pewter. And pewter models usually have little sprues that you would put in the base there. But it seems that they've taken those off. I don't know who did that. Maybe the manufacturer did that. I'm not entirely sure. But what I'm going to have to do is fill this in with some epoxy putty and then clean it up that way. And then I'm going to base them. Also, in the set, the starter set, you get a bag of dice. This of course comes with one of the warbands, and the other one comes with the other warband. And this is just a neat little box, which I think is kind of cool. Usually I've never seen a plastic packaging box before. I like that. But let's take a look at the little miniatures that come in it. Now, of course, I did open this up earlier and I swapped out one of the characters because my girlfriend didn't want one of the models in the set. But it comes with just a variety of different creatures. They have a few different sizes depending on what kind of creature they are. But here we have let's actually just take it out of the bag. So here we have a rabbit archer. And if we get that really close, there we go. You can just see all of that detail. Oops. There we go. Even on the back there. And that's all sculpted by hand. And they got a nice weight to them. I really like that. And here, okay, this is another one. So in the set, it shows it on the site, the different kinds of animals that come with it. This here is a Otter Pirate. You can see that right there. It looks very nice. Put that down there. And then we got here got a squirrel witch, or so they call it. She's got a little wand there. Just look at that detail in the tail there. The tail detail. And even in the staff. It's amazing. I've never actually painted pewter. I've been painting plastic models. And then, of course, in the Warband A, well, I mean, we subbed out, like, the Sparrow. This is a Sparrow Warrior. This is a Sparrow Warrior. You can see there, and just look at like the little tiny detail in the feathers. That's just amazing. Got a sword. That's really neat. Oh, and this one's my favorite here. The Rabbit Knight. I really like that. You just see he's got his bow, his quiver, his sword. And these all have different sizes. And the different sizes correspond to their power level. And of course, these are anthropomorphic animals. So this one is called a Shrew Zerker. You can see he's just like shredded. But you can see the size difference, comparatively speaking. Now, I'm not entirely sure the background of the game, how everything came to be. The foundation is supposed to be that it is a almost Arthurian time of an alternate history taking place in Northumbria or Northumbria. And you can see it's got a little map, Northumbria. And the artwork is very decent. You know, it reminds me of that old 70s look. You know, how they used to go into all that detail. And it almost goes into a little too much detail about how the rules are to be played, but I think the authors wanted to be as thorough as possible. And I'm just like reading it as I go on. You can see that that's a toad. That's actually called a toad mage. But I look forward to painting these things. I'm waiting on the metal primer that I ordered. I'm going to be using some Mr. Super metal primer just to make sure that the paint really adheres, because from my research, paint can chip off of these things in huger chunks if they were dropped. But what I like about these pewters is that just the weight is really nice. And if I drop it, you know, I mean, I don't worry about it breaking. But I definitely look forward. I really like this guy. I definitely look forward to painting these things. And I just wanted to show you guys because this has been highly rated amongst a lot of tabletop gamers. And once I get done with the rules, I'm actually going to record a game between me and my girlfriend just to show you guys how it all turns out. And I'm going to make sure I get a really good camera angle for the game, and of course I'm going to use my nice microphone to record our conversation better, just because phone microphones are not very good. But that is Burrows and Badgers for you guys, and if you guys find it interesting, check out some other videos about reviews. I'm trying to think. Tabletop Minions is actually where I first heard about this, and then I did some more research, and it turns out not a lot of people are playing this in the States, at least as far as YouTube is concerned. A lot of guys over in Britain are playing this, which would make sense, but for some reason, tabletop games seem to be more popular with people in Britain, at least if YouTube is any indicator of demographics. Americans really just don't seem to be into the tabletops. But if I'm wrong, definitely post a comment and tell me the actual statistic. So you guys, thank you for watching, and this has been Burrows and Badgers, and you guys have a good day.